They have got it all. Talent, a massive company behind them, seniors who basically made them nepo babies of K-pop, powerful promotions, and an endless amount of money being poured into their careers. But what could possibly go wrong? Could they suddenly start releasing low-quality music and become relevant and outdated? Could they lose their competitive edge in a crowded market of girl groups? Hi everyone, my name is Nana, and today we are gonna talk about BABYMONSTER, YG's youngest group and already one of its most talked about, or maybe not that successful after all. Grab yourself some tea because today we are gonna spill some. Also take some cookies or whatever you like because this video is going to be long and seriously interesting. Let's dive right in. BABYMONSTER is a South Korean girl group under the production of JYP Entertainment. The group debuted on November 27, 2023 with their debut single Better Up. The members of the group are Ruka, Parita, Asa, Rami, Rora, Chiquita, and ahyeon. After the debuts of YG Entertainment's girl groups like 2NE1 and Blackpink, news about the label's next girl group began to spread as early as 2018. On December 12, 2019, YG Entertainment officially registered the trademark BABYMONSTERS and later also BABYMON. YG Entertainment accepted trainees from different countries with an average training period of 4 to 5 years. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. We're gonna talk about it a bit later. The group was formed with 3 Koreans, ahyeon, Haram, Rora, 2 Japanese members, Ruka and Asa, and 2 Thai members, Parita and Chiquita. Several members had prior experience into the entertainment industry before being accepted into YG Entertainment. Haram had been a child model since the age of 2. Ruka debuted as a member of the Japanese girl group Shibu 3 Project in 2017, and Rora was a member of the children's music group You Saw Girl in 2017. By the way, Hein from New Jeans also was in that group at that time. Parita was a model and auditioned for the survival reality show Idol Paradise in 2021. Ruka trained the longest out of all 7 members, even before Asa and Haram, who passed their auditions in 2018. So about training period, Asa and Haram passed auditions in 2018, Rora in May 2018, and ahyeon in December 2018. Parita was selected from among 1,226 applicants during her audition in July 2020, and Chiquita trained the least among the accepted, becoming the final member after just 3 months of training following her selection in 2021. So let's get to some tea and how it all started. On December 30th, 2022, when no one expected it, YG Entertainment released a poster with the caption YG Next Movement and the silhouettes of 7 girls. This became the official reveal of the group. On January 1st, the label uploaded a debut trailer for the group on YouTube, which gathered 15 million views in 3 days. The trailer featured members of Winner, Blackpink, sibling duo Akmu, dancer and choreographer Lee Jun, and the label's founder Yeonhyun Sok. The 7 members were introduced to us through the gradual release of live performance videos. The BABYMONSTER YouTube channel reached 1 million subscribers in less than 2 months, which is kinda a record. If you didn't understand yet, they had millions of fans even before debuting. That is what that means. Then we learned about the web show called Last Evaluation, which tells the story of the group's formation. Its premiere was in March 2023, and by the end of the show, 2 members were supposed to be eliminated. So yeah, we all watched the show for 2 months and placed bets on who would leave and who would debut, but in the end, YG kept them all. What do you think about it, by the way? I remember my disappointment at that time. Guys, it's not that I wanted anyone to leave the group after years of training and had their dreams broken, but it felt kind of unfair to the audience. I mean, we were waiting for someone to leave, and yeah, maybe I'm just toxic. So I think I need to repeat this again. I never wanted anyone to leave the group, not even for a second. I never wanted that. Okay, so on May 13, 2023, the first pre-debut song Dream was released, and you've probably already forgotten what it is. It's a lyrical song, most likely about their journey as trainees. The song has meaning and emotional depth, and if it were a bit faster, like 1.5 times faster, I would probably listen to it in real life. The group released 2 singles as a 6-piece, Better Up on November 27th, 2023, and Stuck in the Middle on February 1st, 2024. Asa reportedly worked on both the music and lyrics for some songs. Better Up got talked about a lot and received huge attention. I know a lot of people who liked it, but for me personally, it did absolutely nothing. Like, subjectively, I think it's so bad and quickly made, like no effort song. I I would even say that it's subjective. I don't know. In any case, that's my opinion, but I really don't see any huge effort and time being put into this song. But yeah, it still found further success on Spotify, reaching 10 million streams in 10 days, the fastest for a rookie K-pop girl group. ahyeon, who was absent from those releases due to health reasons, soon recovered and returned from hiatus, rejoining the group to promote their future activities as a full 7-member team. BABYMONSTER's first extended play, BABYMONSTER, was released on April 1st. It was supported by the lead single Shish and included re-recordings of Better Up and Stuck in the Middle with all 7 members. We also got Like That, which is basically a gift from Charlie Puth to BABYMONSTER. Apparently, he totally fell in love with the Hunt's cover of Dangerously and decided to give her the song. Shish started getting way more attention thanks to live performances. With that comeback, the company finally sent them out to perform and actually promote their work, which unfortunately we didn't see with Better Up. Back then, the single had a music video and some content, but that was it. No real performances or proper promo. So as a 7-member group, they held their first fan-meeting tour, visiting Singapore, Japan, Thailand, Taiwan, Indonesia, and South Korea. As a result, BABYMONSTER entered arena-class venues just 40 days after debut, even selling out 26,000 tickets in Tokyo alone. I mean, these are just numbers, but if you think about 26,000 people, it's huge. Yeah. Love them or hate them, they were moneymakers for the company at that point. For BABYMONSTER's first full studio album, a pre-release digital single Forever dropped on July 1st. Then on November 1st, the album Drip was officially released, led by 2 singles, Click Clack and Drip. G-Dragon participated in composing and demo recording Drip. If you don't know G-Dragon, he's kinda a big deal in K-pop. The album was crazy successful, like seriously crazy. Nearly doubled the sales of their debut album in the same time period. It also became their first entry on a Billboard 200 and a song Drip peaked at number 30 on the Billboard Global 200. It also picked up delayed popularity in both Korea and Japan. But don't worry, we'll break down the numbers a bit later. In January 2025, BABYMONSTER held a 2-day concert in Seoul, kicking off their first world tour, Hello Monsters, drawing around 20,000 attendees. The North American part of the tour, including shows in Newark and Los Angeles, was so successful that it led to the announcement of 6 additional shows in Toronto, Rosemont, Atlanta, Fort Worth, Oakland, and Seattle, right? Seattle, I'm sorry, I'm not from US, okay? The Japan leg, insane. They sold all 100,000 initial tickets and had to open restricted view seats and add extra shows just to meet demand. In the end, they drew attention 150,000 people across 10 shows in Japan alone. Due to health issues, Rami was absent for the remainder of the group's Asia performances. BABYMONSTER's second EP is slated for release on October 1st. We will have 2 pre-release singles like Hot Sauce on July 1st and another one in September. Yeah, while I was making this video, Hot Sauce was already released and we will talk about it just a bit later. So that's what we have as of now. And before we move on to the next part of the video, pause for a second, please support this little channel with a like and a subscription. It really matters, and thank you to everyone who already does it. WH. Okay, so let's keep going. I don't know about you guys, but I've always viewed BABYMONSTER as just another modern Gen Z group. I never really thought about their concept, image, or what they are really trying to say. But what does the name itself suggest? BABYMONSTER offers that contrast between baby and monster. It's clearly meant to reflect their 2 contrasting sides, soft and fierce. This is supposed to highlight their versatility and depth as artists. They've already been labeled as an all-rounder group with a remember excellent in vocals, rap, and dance. They are also called elites because of their skills and dedication. On top of that, the members are fluent in Korean, English, Japanese, Thai, and Chinese, a smart move that helps them connect with global audience. Well, it's not like every single member speaks language that I just mentioned, but it's still good for a 7-member group. I mean, I believe it gives them kind of potential to be a global group without being boxed in as just K-pop. Their music includes hip-hop, ballad, R&B, and EDM. Following their debut, BABYMONSTER was recognized as one of the next generation leaders in a survey by CISA Journal and Gallup Korea, and one of 11 artists named Future of Music by, attention, Rolling Stone Korea in 2024. Yeah, it all sounds so good and promising, right? I mean, what else would you expect from a group coming out of the same company as Blackpink, 2NE1 and Big Bang? But to really understand whether this is actual success or just the effect of crazy passionate fans, let me walk you through their stats and achievements in numbers. I don't know that I actually need to say it out loud, but here are all the numbers that in my opinion matter. With these numbers, BABYMONSTER isn't just promising, they are already established power plays in K-pop. Streaming records, sold-out shows, certified albums, and global chart entries. Whether you love them or hate them, you can't ignore them. What do you think is the real reason behind their explosive ride though? Is it the YG effect, or the members' appeal, or just perfect timing, or maybe the fact that they are kinda nepo babies of the K-pop? So these numbers are crazy, right? I feel like I'm a broken record at this point, but I wanna say it again. They're super popular, maybe not on a global level like, let's say, Cat's Eye, but in Asia, definitely. They are loved and respected, but is it deserved, or are they just the untouchable babies, nepo babies of their company? Let's dive into it and spill some light and tea, but get ready because you may get annoyed. When I first heard BABYMONSTER's music, I thought it was horrible. Yeah, I'm talking about the release of Better Up. Everyone kept saying it's not that bad, it's just not unique, I actually like it, it's catchy and all of that, but I literally just listened to it again and no, it's just bad. Like, I'm not trying to hate, but honestly, I can't call this a quality song. Well, actually, the rap part is super cool and super great, and you can see how hard the girls try. You can see their charisma and dancing. All the skills, they are obvious, but the song itself, especially the bridge and the finale, when I hear it, it feels like it was made for a 10-year-old audience. Feels more like a Visha track, honestly. Stuck in the Middle, though, was a whole different story. That's where they really showcase their vocal abilities. Even the rappers sang really well, proving that they're actually super skilled. Then came Shish, and now that's what I call a real debut. I liked everything about it, the intro, the vocals, the rap part, the choreography, and that high note. The whole vibe immediately gave me Blackpink flashbacks, honestly. When I first saw the MV and heard the rap, I literally thought, oh, this could have been Rosé. Oh, that part could have easily been Jennie and Lisa. Even the choreo felt like it would totally fit Blackpink style, the music video also. I can assume, I'm not saying anything for sure, but I can assume that it was a song for Blackpink. I don't know. What do you think? Doesn't Shish remind you of Blackpink too? Let's talk about it in the comments, because I don't want to be overly harsh, because I don't know for sure. But I read and notice every single comment, so yeah, share your thoughts in the comments. Almost 2 months later, we got a performance video for Like That. Yeah, that song that was allegedly gifted to them by Charlie Puth. And listen, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. In fact, sugarcoating is one of my least favorite things, I guess you can tell from my channel. But this song actually is catchy to my ears. It flows so smoothly, so effortlessly. Some people criticize the girls, saying the lyrics aren't age appropriate, and sure, maybe that's true to some extent since they were born between 2002 and 2009, but the lyrics weren't actually explicit, not even close. Then came Forever, which turned out to be part of their next album, Drip. We got a music video alongside with the track. To be honest, the song isn't bad, but it's really hard for me to take it seriously when these fierce, crazy charisma rappers are given lines like forever, ever. I mean, come on, it's kind of ridiculous. But if you look past that, it's actually a sweet song for a younger audience, probably aimed at teens. I don't listen to that kind of music, but then again, I'm not the target audience, I'm not the target demographic. Still, there was one single line that really stuck with me, and it was in Party Task Delivery. It sounded absolutely heavenly. And then boom, late October drops and we get the mysterious black and white MV, a purely single click. Clack. Signature swag, lyrics about Ferraris, designer tees, Maybach, and Cartier. You get the vibe, right? I rewatched the MV while preparing this video, and sorry, I couldn't help but laugh quietly through. My peak moment, when one of the girls literally said, "I will laugh into the bank in my Maybach." Like, girl, you are not even legally allowed to drive yet. To be clear, this isn't a dig at the member herself. I'm just genuinely confused why anyone thought it made any sense to hand this kind of lyrics, kind of tracks to 15, 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old girls. Sure, the oldest one is a super cool rapper. With Ruka, you can actually feel that confidence and charisma, but as for the rest of the members, it just feels off. I'm not saying they're talentless, okay? I just think it's not the vibe for kids. It just feels off. They could have totally pulled off a fierce rap on a different topic, but the whole track is literally about money and success. Like, we are rich, so we are better. Half of them haven't even graduated high school yet, guys. Just so you know that. I honestly see zero logic in giving a group of literal kids this kind of concept right after their debut, but okay, moving on. Drip is a completely different vibe. Like, the lyrics aren't radically different, but let me explain why the vibe feels so new. First of all, the beats and melodies, it's more youthful, lighter, easier to digest. The lyrics still reflect the typical YG style, like coolness and flex, we are rich, we are better and all of that, but it's way softer than click clack. There are no mentions of money, millions, car brands, Cartier, and so on. The one word that perfectly describes drip is youth. Ironically though, the controversy around this song was anything but youthful. It was that move. Some people, well, actually a lot of people said it was just unacceptable for such a young group. I honestly don't know what to say, agree or disagree. I've heard an interesting take that twerking is just a dance and it's us people who sexualized it. Technically, twerking doesn't have to contain any meaning or message, but on the other hand, personally, that specific move looked kind of goofy to me. Like, not in a bad way, it was just funny. It wasn't at all. It wasn't even a real twerk. They just lifted a leg, shook their torso, and held a hand over their head. That wasn't even twerking in my eyes. Was it intended as a twerk? I don't know. So what do you think? Was that move appropriate for underage idols or not? Since I haven't come to a final answer myself, I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments. I know it sounds like I'm clickbaiting for comments, but I'm really interested. The performance for another popular track from the album, Billionaire, came out in February 2025. To me, it's basically a lighter version of Click Clack. Nothing much to add. It's once again about money, but hearing those lyrics from girls so young, many of whom are still legally children, it just feels pointless. Even though me personally, I like this kind of lyrics in this case, because it sounds so useful, so fresh, I mean, the melody, and still you can sing it to lift yourself up, to cheer yourself up or whatever. It works, but considering the ages and the lyrics, okay, I think you know what I mean. Also, let's talk about some songs from the album, like Really Like You. We got the music video for this song, which is, they worked so hard. They have so many music videos, so many dances for every single song on the album. It's crazy. About Really Like You, I don't have a lot to say, but the one line that made me be like this is, I wanna touch you, but you ain't a laptop. This sounds funny from such a fierce rapper. The song itself is like an old K-pop, very cute, very fresh, very lightly. It gives me vibes of old K-pop, which is very nostalgic and very cute. I wouldn't listen to it myself, but again, I'm not the target audience. Then Woke Up in Tokyo, which is a duet from Ruka and Asa, Japanese members, Japanese rappers of the group. I do think it was a smart move to make this a duet between the two main rappers from Japan, but this song itself, that kiddie melody really irritated me, and the lyrics too. I didn't enjoy it, but still I've seen a few takes saying it's actually a good song, and I heard people enjoying it. I think for such strong rappers with the huge amount of charisma they have, they could have done better. And just as I was finishing this video, a brand new digital single dropped, Hot Sauce. It's the first pre-release for the group's second extended play. I hated it when the teasers dropped, but after hearing the full track, it's actually a super cute, cutesy, popsy song, you know? Sweet, pure, with soft vibes. It sounds like old K-pop, something nostalgic and so sweet. I honestly don't know who's going to stream it and actually listen to it, except the dedicated fans. To me, Hot Sauce sounds like a children's song, especially the chorus, but styling-wise, the girls looked so good. Really modern, and you can take tons of outfit inspiration from them, no matter your age. Big plus for that. There are also a lot of controversies surrounding the group, and I think we cannot not talk about it. Like, almost everyone have controversies in their career, whether valid or not, and we gotta talk about it. I guess I should start with the age difference between the members, and in general their age. It sparked a lot of conversations in K-pop community right since 2022 till now probably. The group was introduced at the end of 2022. The oldest member was 20 at that time and the youngest was 13. Right. At that time I was watching all of this live, but now 2.5 years later I am even more shocked. Like 13 years old. Is it the beginning of puberty or what? I'm completely against this, not towards the member herself at all, but I do blame the company. Okay, this is my opinion. Obviously, don't sue me please. I'm not saying I'm 100% right, but I suppose I allege this was one of the methods to draw attention to the group, and if that's the case, were they wrong? No, they weren't. Chiquita drew a lot of attention at first because of her age, and later, of course, because of her talent and skills, but people kept praising her with words like, oh, she's so young and so talented, or memes like, me at 13 doing nothing, sitting in my room scrolling TikTok, and Chiquita at 13 making money and debuting or whatever. She is, of course, amazing, that's true, but this raises a more global issue. The fact that at 13, 14, a child already goes to work full-time or even overtime. Of course, this isn't the first story of child debuting in K-pop. It kind of seems to me like the companies were trying to outdo each other in who can debut someone younger. Kyujin from NMX was born in 2006, Yooncha from Le Sserafim late 2006, Eugene's he in 2008, and now Chiquita 2009. You know, I could talk about this for a long time and even make a separate video, so let's move on. Probably the most attention was drawn to the 2007 born member, and it was, as you can guess, or may not guess, ahyeon. Before the official debut, she went viral for looking like Jennie and for her cover of a Charlie Puth song. I admit the cover is iconic. Like, imagine opening your mouth and that comes out. But also there was a scandal, like around mid-2023, there was a video, I think it's probably school concert or something, and she said N-word rapping there. You already know how I feel about it, N-words from this video about Kiss of Life, so there's probably no point in going over it again. Defense forgot and forgave, but right after that it became known that ahyeon would not be a part of the Better Up release. At that time I thought she might not be a part of the group at all, but more on that later. So everyone thought she had left the group entirely, and there was two possible reasons: the N-word or a potentially unsuccessful plastic surgery on her nose. But attention guys, about the nose surgery, this all were just rumors. There is no confirmed evidence of any plastic surgery, but a lot of people were talking about it, and of course she was hated for it, even though we didn't know for sure if she had any job done. At the same time, there was a very popular opinion that ahyeon was the key to group success and the one who would made it special and or whatsoever. And yeah, when Shish was released, they kept saying ahyeon is not for the group. Whether you remember it or not, I think you actually do, but there was a huge hate wave against ahyeon because she was allegedly overperforming, overdancing, and outshining other members and not blending in with the group, not matching their energy on stage, or later for underperforming and not being able to find the golden middle. Yeah, that was the thing at that time, and this still continues till this day. There was a lot of hate, but also a lot of recent criticism. I agree with the criticism, but of course no one should be hated. Like, she is really young, and the amount of hate she receives literally every day is insane. So I am totally against hating on her. Considering the criticism, I think it was valid about her. This controversy still goes till this day, from the recent BABYMONSTER concert, from her high notes. It kind of annoys a lot of people. Her pitch annoys a lot of people. Honestly, I don't like it, but that's personal, that is subjective. And about performances, sometimes she is really overdoing things. Sometimes she is not feeding the energy of the group. Sometimes she underdoes it. Sometimes she is just perfect and doing everything perfectly. When preparing for this video, I actually watched her performances, and they're always different. Sometimes I'm like, what is this? Sometimes I really cringe. Like, no hate, but I want to be honest, I don't want to sugarcoat things. I really cringe at some things, and sometimes she is very good. Like when she was rapping Rami's part for Click Clack, she was absolutely gorgeous, heart slay. Her energy was on point, everything was on point, but sometimes she's just different. I don't know why, honestly, I really don't know. Of course, there were also discussions about how similar BABYMONSTER was to Blackpink. In my opinion, this was really the case at the beginning, but now they moved away from that and their image now is totally different. Hi guys, this is Nana from the editing room, and there is one thing we haven't talked about considering the Billionaire performance video. So when it came out, there were a lot of TikToks saying that adult members were dressed appropriately while the younger ones were in short skirts, short tops and whatsoever. In my opinion, the outfits are just fine. They are short, probably not comfortable to dance in, but I think personally, subjectively, this is okay, even though it could be better. And it wouldn't have been such a problem if the operator didn't zoom in body parts of minors. So from what I noticed, Asa, Chiquita, and ahyeon were zoomed in. Asa is an adult, and some people on Reddit said she can actually do whatever she wants with her body, so there is no problem, which is true. But in that case, I highly doubt that she went to the operator and said like, oh, can you please zoom in on my hips when I shake them? I doubt it, honestly. And with minors, it's even worse. There was no reason at all to do that. It was just out of touch. Like, it didn't even match the video. They could zoomed in their face, their facial expressions, and a lot of other things. Zooming in their hips was horrible. I don't know who did that and why, but it showed the problem with minors in the industry. And again, even if it's not minor like Asa, it still shouldn't happen. This situation may show how many creeps are on the internet and how company can benefit from it and actually play in their game. Obviously, no hate to girls. I think they're victims in this situation. What do you think? I think it's horrible and there is no excuse. Like, there was no reason again to do that. Just for money, and for everyone rewatching the video, for the video to go viral and so on. Hot Sauce is the first pre-release for the second EP, and in September we are getting another one. Then, sometime later, the full EP. And honestly, I'm really excited for it. Because so far, besides Better Up and some of songs that I don't personally like, BABYMONSTER hasn't released anything like truly, objectively bad and low quality. Again, I can only say it about Better Up. I love how they experimented with concepts, but do these experiments get in the way of forming a clear, original image that can stick to them and work for years? Let's talk about it. BABYMONSTER debuted with a girl crush concept, which quickly drew comparisons to Blackpink. They're iconic singers from the same label who achieved total global and domestic success. It's actually the concept that everyone expected, because let's be real, YG is known for recycling formulas. 21, Blackpink, and now BABYMONSTER. It seemed like a guaranteed recipe for success, and stats back that up. Like, no matter how much I hate the repetitive concept of the company, the old repetitive sounds and getting nothing new and all of that, I really don't appreciate it, and I would be disappointed if they kept going with this style. But with Shish, with Better Up, stats backed that up. That recipe is for success. The girl crush concept is a mass product, it sells. But with the release of the album Drip and all the pre-releases, the girl slightly shifted towards a more youthful, lighter direction. We still had girl crush moments like Click Clack and Billionaire, but the other tracks, especially the more youthful, almost Y2K with touches of old school K-pop, also went viral and got real love from the audience. And also, even with Billionaire, I would like to have a conversation, because it gives girl crush, but melodically it's still useful, and it's not girl crush in terms of melody, you know? Does it make sense? Songs like Drip, Really Like You, and Forever clearly separate BABYMONSTER from their singers, and honestly, that's a good thing. They've started building a new, fresh, but still trendy and exciting image. With the Drip album, we saw a shift from girl crush to Y2K and nostalgic K-pop. But at the same time, there were songs that sounded like something entirely new. For me, that's Drip. I know many will disagree, like, girl, Drip is not like extremely wow, see, but that's how I feel about it. Right before Hot Sauce, the girls also dropped an OST for the Japanese movie Ghost. I wasn't sure whether to include it because I didn't know if it really counts as a part of their discography. It is technically not a comeback, just just a soundtrack, but now with Hot Sauce out, I'm starting to think that Ghost is just another sign that the girls are shifting direction. Not even just more useful, it feels more teen kid-like. I'm clearly not the target audience for their new sound again, but I love that they're finally breaking away from the old YG formula. One song every year, then every 2 years, then you have no comeback for 3 years, same recycled beat, zero group promotion, one song over and over again, and okay. Of course, I don't know what's next, but I doubt YG will just sleep on BABYMONSTER. It would be just so dumb to me. Basically, with the competition out there, that would lead nowhere. Globally, their rivals are aespa and Katseye, and before it was New Jeans, and they were actually a huge competition to BABYMONSTER, but you know, not anymore. If you don't know what happened to New Jeans, I actually have some interesting videos, you know, you can watch it after. You guys know that I am not someone who sugarcoats everything, not at all. But with BABYMONSTER, the only songs I genuinely dislike are Better Up and Woke Up in Tokyo. And that's it. I wouldn't listen to their discography because I'm not a good audience. I'm broken record, I'm sorry. But that doesn't make the songs bad. This is not the music I'd listen to personally, but I still get it. I see their growth, their evolution, and thankfully the company isn't locking them into one concept forever like they did before with past girl groups. I can't say much about YG's boy groups, and please, it's not misogyny, I just can't say much about boy groups because I'm not really into them. And of course, with BABYMONSTER, there is also a very interesting topic of the age gap between members, which is a whole separate issue for another video. Let me know if you would like to see such a video. It's a pretty interesting thing, I guess. At the end of the day, if BABYMONSTER keeps evolving, shift their style, and find their own unique sound, they'll be totally fine. Do I think this music will land them in the top spots of global charts? No, not really. But guess what? That doesn't always have to be the goal. You can either make a cheap mass market song that goes viral for a few months and then disappears and everyone forgets about you, or you can make music that maybe isn't chart topping all the time but is timeless and high quality. And hey, you can even do both sometimes. So what do you personally think about BABYMONSTER? I'm super curious to hear what is your favorite track. Well, wait, I actually have an idea. When you drop a comment, write your favorite song in all caps as the first word and then write whatever you want after that. My comment is already waiting for you below. Check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and see you later. Bye.